Okay, so let's talk about the Wuthering Waves 2.3 anniversary live stream and the rewards, the big issue. I think the biggest problem with it, you have about three sides to the argument. First of all, let's be clear about some things. One, I think giving the 10 pulls after Zani and Sia's banners is just a bad move. I understand why they're doing it in this case, because that is the actual anniversary date, but it's just going to end up looking exactly like the Genshin 5.3. You have double banners for two, at least for their standards, two incredible characters that everyone's going to want, especially because those two characters are together, and then you give the rewards after those banners go away. It's just not a good look. Even if you were going to do it, you probably shouldn't say it. You probably should just wait to say it in the next patch, because it's practically going to be the next patch, or just say it on the day it comes up, just because you're giving ammo to people who don't need any more ammo, right? So that, to be clear, is not ideal. But the 40 pulls or so that you're getting, you're going to end up with about three different perspectives, and I want to talk about how you kind of navigate between them to figure out which is what's actually good for the game, because these things are relatively subjective. You're going to have people that say the rewards sound great, they seem fine, I'm okay with it, right? You have the person who's fine with the rewards, you have the person who thinks they're mid to bad, and then you have the person who's always going to be greedy anyway. So no matter what they give, they're always going to say, just give me more stuff. There's just greedy people. So you have to know that some of your discussion is going to come from people, or you might even have the fourth person who's just a hater, right? But either way, let's just clump them both into the entitled over expectation person. So from Kuro's perspective, you're making these decisions, you want to be able to navigate who's right in this situation, and you're going to do that by what's best for the game. So the confusing language that we use is that we call this stuff generosity. There's a lot of weird conversations in the gacha space about the way these things work, and I think there is no such thing as generosity in a market. It's it's not a shelter. They're not trying to help anybody ever. I don't care how many 5 stars they give you. It is always a promotion, and that's the way the word should be used. I think when you recognize the intent and the value of the word, the biggest Wuthering Waves fan can say this was an opportunity missed. I have never been I'm going to max Zani first minute, I'm going to max. See, I didn't even know if I wanted her, and instantly just looking at her, I mean, I can watch her do this dance all day. She's incredible. And if Talos becomes a character, which now she has to, I mean, Zani and Talos are designed out of my head. So, and I think a lot of people are going to feel that way. I know a lot of my friends, even from other, my other big space generally is the roguelike genre, and most of them never come anywhere near gachas, and that's kind of going to tie right into how I want them to look at an anniversary stream or every other sort of promotion, that you're trying to pull people that will appreciate the value of what you've done. Wuthering Waves is an incredible game. You just got to get people to taste it, and that's why you give rewards until people can't miss out. That's what you use FOMO for, right? That's why when Burger King changed their fries, they gave them away for the first, 3 days. They're not trying to be generous. There's no such thing. They're promoting it. They're saying, this is good. You got them. So we just need to get people to try it, right? And that's what you want people walking away from your live stream, your biggest fans. You want them overshadowing the voices of the people who are just either going to try to hate or be too greedy, right? Because that corner is always going to be there. But you want everyone to look at them and be like, okay, those kids are insane. I have to tell everybody, if you haven't played, log in, because you are getting this thing for free. They shouldn't have to do the math on whether it's worth logging in. Okay, I have a friend in my Discord who never plays any game all that long. If you just, it would be a very simple conversation to say, you're getting a free this and this, and she's going to log in, right? That's what you want to do. And it's really just that simple. But for a game of the quality and fidelity of Wuthering Waves, to have, that was the thing about the Elusive Realm, but I really hope that they really get back to it. You've put so much value into even your 4-star characters just because you take them to the Elusive Realm and they become worth playing. I just don't know a better way to put it. It's a worthwhile experience because you can actually change the way the character plays. You can make them overpowered and have fun with everything that's good about the game, which is incredible combat, right? So you have to promote that. That's the thing. That's why if I was sitting in a meeting with Kuro, I would say, yeah, you made a mistake because you undersold your incredible content. You need to do something that makes everybody that even thinks about Wuthering Waves have to log in on that patch date. And I think that's the way that You can unite the sides of the community who are either like, I think the rewards were okay, or I'm still going to play the game, but I don't think they were great. You want to turn all those votes into everyone I know needs to know about this, and that's the easiest way to do it, and that's the point of promotion, and that's why the rewards should be, you basically do it until that's the conversation that you see. You know, if you adjust the rewards until you put it out, and you see, I'm telling everybody. When you see that, you got it. That's how you find the sweet spot. But if you have people who are like, it's mid, or it's okay, or I didn't really do the math yet, I don't know if it's good or not, they just get too quiet. You know, even if they're not negative, they're just too quiet, and then you just are left with this, will people decide to log in? And for what you've done with this live, what you've done with the game in general in 2.0, like, that's the point of it. So I would say, at least my suggestion would have been probably just to match what you did first year. I would just make that cyclical. It's never going to hurt your revenue. You know, or if you wanted to do something creative and different, if you're going to do the number of banners, just take the 50/50 off for the entire anniversary. Make that like your anniversary special. There's no 50/50. I think it should go anyway, so I'm kind of tentative to say that. But if, assuming that you're not going to do that, that's something that you could say for the anniversary, everything. So like what you did with PGR, you say everyone that logs in, we're giving you one selector for every single banner. You're not going to go bankrupt. You're probably going to have the biggest revenue month ever, right? And we're going to pull the 50/50 off, or we're going to do the anniversary banners, and they're going to be 60 pulls instead of 80 or 40, you know, if you're going to still do the 50/50. Those are the things that say you have to log in. And when you do something this good, that's what you have to say with your promotion, that you have to log in. You don't want to leave it to, did you do the math? Is 40 enough? It's like, no. If you have a pulse, you log into this game. Promote it like you're sure of how good what you've done is, and of course the money's going to come. But if you make people hesitate to come in the door, it's an opportunity missed. And so that's what I wanted to say for this video. Thanks for listening. See you next time.